everybody, Dukaness here, bringing you the pilot episode to what I hope becomes a long and successful series called Trials, Tips, and Tutorials. We're not going to get into any strategy or tips or tutorials today. I just kind of wanted to use this pilot episode as a way to sort of tell you about myself and explain to you why I think I'm going to be able to help you more than other YouTubers and other streamers. And I know a lot of other YouTubers and streamers already have these types of series out there, but mine is going to be unique and more applicable to you, and I want to talk a little bit about that today. If you're like me and you're watching famous streamers, you're probably thinking to yourself many times, like, I can't do what this guy does. I'm not good enough. My sniping isn't as good. I can't quick scope. Sometimes I melee when I should be using my shotgun, and sometimes use my shotgun when I should be meleeing. You run into those problems, and it just seems like the good players, like the best of the best, they always know what the right play is. And, the majority of us aren't like that. And I know I'm not like that. And I know a lot of you aren't like that. And this series, it's not going to help you with that part of your game. It's not going to teach you how to snipe. It's not going to teach you when to melee. Like, that's up to you. That's based on your class and your play style. And that's for you to figure out. I've played 2,500 games in Trials of Osiris. I have almost 20,000 kills in Trials of Osiris. So I know what I need to do. You don't need to play that many games to figure it out. But while you're working on your gun skill, I can teach you things about game skill. You can leverage off of what I know because I have so much experience in Trials of Osiris. To show you that I can help your game skill, I want to talk a little bit about ELO rating. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, Guardian.gg, the website, tracks ELO. And how it works is everyone starts with 1,200. So if you haven't played a game of Trials of Osiris, your ELO should be 1,200. You go into a game with your fire team, and Guardian.gg calculates your average fire team's ELO, and it calculates the other team's average fire team ELO. And you get more points if you beat a team with a higher ELO. You get less points if you beat a team with a lower ELO. You lose more if you lose to a team with lower ELO, and you lose less when you lose to a team with better ELO. And that's kind of how it works. So I want to show you a screenshot here of my ELO. My ELO puts me in the top 500. So according to this algorithm, I am a top 500 player. That's up for debate, and I'm not going to get into it, but I am a pretty good player. But I want you to take a look at the kill-death ratio column on this screenshot that I took about me and the 20 players that are perceived as better than me, like the next 20 best players. If you take a look at the KDR, mine is 1.56 at the time of this screenshot. You're going to notice that's significantly lower than all of the other players. And if you calculate the average of those 20 players above me, which I have, it's about 2.04, which is about half a point higher than mine, meaning the average player above me in those 20 spots is getting one extra kill for every 2 deaths. That's pretty substantial. You might be wondering, why is this guy giving me a math lecture, and why is he telling me he's worse than other players while he's trying to convince me that he can help me more? I'm going to answer that question by bringing your attention to the win percentage column, which is to the right of the KDR column. If you take a look, I win 80% of my games, which is 4 to 5. And a lot of those games are while trying to help a follower to the lighthouse. So I'm not always playing with my top tier guys, and I'd say my win percentage would probably be more like 85% if I have 2 players equal to myself. So my KDR is lower than all of those players. It is the lowest on that list that I showed you, but my win percentage is in the mid to high range of those players. I'm able to do that because I rely heavily on my game skill. My game skill is very, very strong. And the reason that's important for you is because I can help you with that. I can teach you many different facets and aspects of game skill. I can't teach you gun skill. You could play this game 14 hours a day for a year. You're not going to be as good as KJ Hovey. You're not going to be real crafty, and neither am I. Our reaction time is as good as it's going to get. We can't really improve on that. You can improve on your accuracy through practice and repetition, but most players who play consistently, you're really already at your peak, but you're not at your peak in game skill. You can always, always, always improve your game skill. And this series is going to teach you as many things as I can about game skill and how you can utilize it. So what is game skill? Game skill is pretty much everything other than your raw gun skill. It's everything else that goes towards winning games. It's strategy, it's teamwork, it's communication, it's map awareness, it's using supers at the right time, knowing when to be aggressive, knowing when to be passive. It's all of those soft aspects that go towards winning games and outsmarting the other team and effectively beating teams that have better gun skill than you. I won't necessarily cover all of the topics that I just mentioned, but I do have 5 ideas that I want to run by you guys so you kind of know what to expect from me. I want to have a video about when to play passive and when to play aggressive, which kind of goes complementary to the capture point and locking that down. Another thing you want to do is manage your confidence, which is based on the other team's skill, playing differently based on if they're better or worse than you. Communication is so key in Trials of Osiris. And most people think communication is just, map callouts and saying push and supporting your buddies, but it's so much more than that. It's communication in general, but also, what to say to your friend when he makes a mistake, what to say when you're down a game, what to say when you were up 4-1 and the team came back and it's 4-4. All of those things are important. And the last thing I have as sort of a preliminary idea is how to get carried. I have my own Twitch channel that I run alongside other guys from my clan, and we're always being asked for carries, and I don't like the term carry. I don't like when people ask for a carry because it implies that you're jumping in a Jansport and me and one of my buddies is just gonna we're gonna walk you to the lighthouse, but it's not that simple. You need to contribute in some way as someone who's getting carried, and I have experience carrying probably 100 people to the lighthouse since Destiny Year 1. So believe me when I tell you, I know what you need to do to make it easier for someone to carry you to the lighthouse. And I'm going to have a 2-part video about that. And now that I'm thinking about these carries in quotations, I've often find myself in 1v3 situations and I've gotten very, very good at handling them. And I think there's some knowledge I can pass on to you guys in that respect. So definitely expect to see some 1v3 situations with my commentary about what I like about what I did, what I would have changed, and some tips for you guys about that. So that's it. That's the last idea I kind of have right now for videos. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I think you guys should keep coming back because I think I can really help you here.